Hello, and welcome to another English learning podcast. And I am your mentor, Namita. Today's session is a story reading session. We will be reading a wonderful story, and then we will be talking about the vocabulary and the phrases, the wonderful expressions which we'll come across while reading this story. And I want you all to sit with a notebook and pen because this is a proper English learning class. The story is a beautiful story and you would love reading it. I am planning not to discuss the vocabulary or the phrases while I'm reading so that we don't get disturbed while listening to something so wonderful. We'll first just go through the story and later on we'll discuss the expressions and how you can use them in your conversations and your daily life expression. That is a great way. So you can consider it to be a session where we are just reading a story, your reading skills, your listening skills, your vocabulary building, everything will be taken care of in this one session. But with a notebook and pen, you are going to note down whatever new learnings are going to happen in this session. So let's begin reading this amazing story which I recently came across and I thought I must share it with my learners. So, my dear learners, let's begin reading this beautiful story. The name is The Clockmaker's Promise. The Clockmaker's Promise. Let's start. Now, in a quiet town, there lived an old clockmaker named Chandan. His shop was small, tucked between a bakery and a bookstore, and filled with the gentle ticking of hundreds of clocks. People came to him not just for repairs, but for his calm presence and wise words. One rainy evening, a young man named Gautam entered the shop holding a broken pocket watch. "It belonged to my father," he said, his voice trembling. "It stopped the day he passed away. I want it to work again." Chandan examined the watch carefully. "I can fix it," he said, "but it will take time." Now, this man, Chandan, is saying that he can fix it, but he needs some time. Days turned into weeks. Gautam visited often, impatient at first, but slowly drawn into conversations with the old man. They spoke about loss, love, and the strange way time both heals and hurts. What a beautiful way, what a beautiful expression it is that time heals and hurts at the same time. I can truly feel it. What about you? How do you feel when you read something like this? The time heals and hurts. It does both to us. Now, one day, Chandan handed the watch back, ticking perfectly. "It's fixed," he said. "But remember, time doesn't bring people back. It only gives us the chance to carry them forward in our hearts." Lovely, isn't it? Let's read it again. This is such a beautiful line. Time doesn't bring people back. It only gives us the chance to carry them forward in our hearts. And I think most of us are just carrying our loved ones in our hearts who we lost with time, not just like losing them because they're no more, but losing old friendships because we are not in touch anymore. We all miss old friends. So we are carrying them in our hearts. Years later, when Chandan passed away, Gautam found himself standing in the same shop, now silent. On the workbench lay a note in Chandan's handwriting. "Clocks measure time, but kindness measures life. Keep both running." I want you all to note this down. That's such a lovely quote, and we should all of us, English learners or otherwise life learners, people who just want to grow in life, who just want to be a better person by every passing day, should have a collection of such beautiful quotes, such heart touching lines, the quotations which can remind us all the time that we are alive and we are breathing. Write it down. Clocks measure time, but kindness measures life. Keep both running. This talks about the kindness, the importance of kindness, which most people are just losing these days. People aren't kind anymore, neither online nor offline. Kindness is very soon going to be a forgotten trait. From that day, Gautam wore the watch not to remember the past, but to remind himself to live fully in the present. Moral, let's read the moral as well. Time is precious, but the way we fill it with kindness, love, and purpose is what truly makes it meaningful. Yes, true. That's what the story is teaching us. What have you learned through the story? Please type it in the comment section so that I can also get to know what are your takeaways. Because, there's this thing with the stories that when we listen to a story, we take it in a different way. Each person takes it in a different way, depending on the kind of person we are, depending on what background do we come from, depending on our moods or how we are feeling on that particular day. So, if thousands of you are listening to the story, everyone will take away something else. Everyone will listen to it in a different manner, and the teaching, the learning, the moral is going to be different too. So type your learning in the comments section so that I know who's taking the story in which way. How did you like the story? I truly loved it. This is so beautiful. It is about kindness, that people need to be kind. Now, let's talk about some expressions which we have seen in the story. Um, we were talking about Chandan's shop. So Chandan's shop was small. It was tucked between bakery and a bookstore. Tucked between. Now, what is tucked between? Now, we use this expression tucked to describe something that is placed or positioned in a snug or in a confined space, like between other two things, which means that the shop is not very elaborate, it's not very big, it's just tucked between these two, bakery and what else was that? The shop was tucked between a bakery and a bookstore. So the clock shop is small. Tuck otherwise is a verb, and it means otherwise how we use it. Like you must have heard of the expression tuck something in, tuck your tummy in. So tucking is it's generally used to push a loose end of a piece of clothing or material into a particular place or position, just to make it look a little bit tidy and comfortable. So that's how we use tuck, the verb. But when we say tuck something into or tucking something, example can be, I think I should tuck my shirt into my trousers, that way. Or tucking something under, you can use it with under also. He tucked the bottom of the sheet under the mattress. So tucking in, tucking under, or as simple as I told you, that stand up straight and tuck your tummy in, tucking something in. That's how we use tuck. So his shop was tucked between. You can use it like this with different prepositions, tuck. Okay, then there is this expression which, not really expression, we were talking about ticking. His shop was small, tucked between a bakery and a bookstore, and filled with gentle ticking of hundreds of clocks. So, ticking, you all have clocks in your home, and this clock keeps ticking all the time. The repeated short sound, which is made by clocks and even watches, the small watches, they also have this ticking sound. So, This action of making this sound is when we call it ticking, when we use the word ticking. Clock is ticking. But otherwise, also, we can use it in a beautiful manner. Like when we say that there is just a finite amount of time left for something. We say clock is ticking. So be sure to complete your exams efficiently so you don't have to skip questions. Clock is ticking means that you have limited time left for preparation. So prepare for it. You don't have to skip questions. The clock is ticking. Write your examination, it's only 3 hours. So in the last 1 hour, the teacher or the examiner might say, the clock is ticking, just finish writing your paper as soon as you can. Or they have a chance to tie the game, but the clock is ticking. There is another way we can put it, like, I know it is pessimistic view, but in my mind, the clock is ticking on the human race. The way we are just advancing with technology, the way we are becoming more negative and we are just engrossed into our phones, we have really limited human interactions. The clock is really ticking for human race. We are moving into a world of disaster, which we're not realizing right now. We are too comfortable just in front of our screens, ordering food, not doing much, not a lot of physical movement, where we have sedentary lifestyle sedentary lifestyle where we need to sit a lot. The work demands so. Otherwise, also there's so much of entertainment which is just which has flooded our mind. You have different applications where you watch series, movies, short videos. YouTube is there. You have other social media applications. You have Instagram, Facebook. The whole thing is keeping you engaged, and it is harming the productivity of human race. So yes, clock is ticking for the human race. And there is another way where we say biological clock is ticking. We use it mostly for women. Note it down. Biological clock is ticking. We use it for women who have a biological clock. They have a limited time to conceive the child. So the women who pursue career, who choose not to get married in their 20s, maybe they get married late 30s, 40s, and then if they plan to have a child, their biological clock is ticking. We say this, that a woman who's career oriented may say that I know my biological clock is ticking. I want to have children, but right now I just want to pursue a career. So, like that. So, this is a concern which men never have to worry about. Biological clock is always ticking for women. It is a very feminine thing, I would say. Okay. After that, there was a wonderful expression where we were talking about that people came to him, to Chandan, the clockmaker, not just for repairs, but for his calm presence and wise words. So, when do we say that somebody has a calm presence? Calm presence, it is a lovely expression. It refers to the ability of a person to remain composed and grounded, helping others feel comfortable and relaxed around them. When somebody has this aura, the people are immediately relaxed in their presence. It involves not just a soothing demeanor, but also the capacity to listen attentively and respond thoughtfully. That's why Chandan was liked by everyone. So he could foster a sense of peace and tranquility. This trait is often admired in both personal and professional settings. People might have a boss who has a very calm presence, or the parents, when they grow old, they can, have a very calm presence so that children can feel uh, the beauty of their aging parents, like a tree. When you sit under a tree, the shade. So that calm presence is the shade which you feel under a full grown tree, as it indicates a person's ability to maintain clarity and ease amidst chaos. So when there is chaos, it is It is somebody's calm presence which can just make us feel peaceful. That's why Gotham also felt peaceful. Now, there was a word called trembling, if you've noticed. Let's look at it, where trembling was. When Gotham entered the shop, he said that he was holding a broken watch in his hands, and he said that it belonged to my father. He said, his voice trembling. Note this word down, trembling. Trembling means shaking slightly, when there is a slight shake in somebody's voice. A slight shaking in a way that you cannot control, it is beyond your control. For example, when you're frightened or you're angry, or even when you're super excited about something, or maybe because of some illness, your voice just is trembling. Like, I was scared, she said in a trembling voice. He reached out for her with trembling hands. So, this is how we use trembling, the voice trembling. The hands can also be trembling, shaking without our conscious effort. Okay, now when Chandan took the watch from Gotham, he said, "I can fix it." Now, fix you all know already, but use it more often. Fix it means to repair something. Instead of using "I can repair it," he chose to use "fix it." So use it even when you are talking to people or you're giving a presentation, like, they couldn't fix my old computer, so I bought a new one. Fixing. So fix it, he said, fix it. Now, after this, I noticed this beautiful expression when they said that he said, "I will take time." Then days turned into weeks. Days turned into weeks. Gotham, when started visiting Chandan for the repair, days turned into week. Now, this phrase signifies the gradual passage of time, indicating that a longer duration of time has passed. When days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, months turned into years. So you can keep telling how long the time has passed. So it can be used to describe situations where time is taking longer to resolve or progress, such as in conversations or projects. So, this was a project, the project of fixing the clock. So, it took longer than expected. For example, if a person is waiting for a response and the time goes on, one might say, "As the days turned into weeks, I still hadn't heard from him." This expression emphasizes the idea that time is a continuous process, often used in contexts where delays or uncertainties are present. So, this is how we use this lovely expression, "days turned into weeks." Now, I hope you're noting all these expressions down. If you won't note them, how would you use them otherwise? Now, the days were turning into weeks, but Gotham visited often. He was impatient at first. Impatient. I'm sure it's not a new word for you, impatient. So basically, impatience means lack of patience. Now, impatience is a feeling of being annoyed by someone's mistakes or because you have to wait. Now, here, Gotham had to wait for Chandan's repair. He was impatient at first because he wanted the watch to be repaired by Gotham because it belonged to his father, who's no more. But then, at first, he was impatient, but slowly drawn into conversations with the old man. Drawn into. This can be used beautifully by you all, drawn into. Now, this phrase means to become involved in a situation or activity. He was involved into that activity. He was drawn into conversations with Gotham, often without intending to. It's not like somebody's intending to do that. It happens naturally because the demeanor was very calm. The Gotham's presence was very calm and peaceful, so he was drawn into that situation. It can also refer to being attracted or pulled into something, such as a conversation or even a conflict. It can be the other way around as well. It can be a conflict too. For example, someone might try to avoid drama but find themselves inevitably drawn into when friends argue. I'm sure when you see a fight which is broken between two people on the road, people stop by and they just want to see what is happening, what has happened, what's the issue. So people, even if they don't want to, they are drawn into that situation, a conflict, a fight. It can also imply being involved in an unpleasant situation. Overall, it describes a scenario where someone is made to participate in something. The participation is happening unintentionally, even if they initially did not want to. So, Gotham was also initially impatient, but later on, he just got drawn into the conversations with Chandan. Okay. Then there is this wonderful expression where he said that he fixed and everything just happened. Then he said that remember, he after fixing the watch, he told him, Chandan told Gotham that time doesn't bring people back. It only gives us the chance to carry them forward in our hearts. Carry them forward. Now, carry forward generally means to continue or progress with something. Carry forward. So, as I already said, that we are carrying a lot of people in our hearts. But in accounting specifically, it refers to transferring an amount from one period to another, carry forward the amount, carry forward the balance. So, carrying forward the loss or the unused credits, like that. More broadly, it can also mean to continue a project or a plan from one phase to another. In accounting, it is like carrying forward the funds, but otherwise, it can be used for a project or plan or anything. So, this idiom, you can call it, we can use it in various contexts, including financial, educational, and personal planning, to indicate the continuation of a task or idea into the future. Continuing the memories into the future is where it has referred to. So, yeah, this was the story. And finally, when Chandan also passed away, you already know that passed away means that somebody is no more. Uh, he died. So that's a better way to express that somebody is no more. Chandan died. Instead of say died, they said passed away. But many learners confuse passed away with passed out. There is a lot of confusion. Now, passed out refers to become unconscious for a short time. When somebody is ill or is badly hurt or even drunk, then we use passed out. Make sure that you note down the difference between the two. Passed away means somebody has died, dead, but passed out means that somebody has become unconscious for a short time because they were hit or something. Like, for example, we can say, I was hit on the head and passed out. That's how we use it. Or he consumed enough alcohol to make him pass out. Pass out is different. Never confuse it. I've heard many people use pass out for somebody who's dead. No, it is passed away. So these were the expressions which I found really beautiful, and I wanted all of you to note down. I hope you've noted the vocabulary. We did trembling. We have talked about something so beautiful like the clock is ticking, biological clock is ticking, tucked between, and a calm presence, fixing something, impatience, drawn into, carrying forward, and the difference between passed away and passed out. I hope those who are not watching the video, just listening to the audio, I hope you are being able to learn a lot from this. But the story itself is nice. It's a short one, but the learning is something which we are going to take away from the session, it is teaching us kindness. Okay, let me do one thing before I end this session. Let's just read something about kindness. As I said that it might go extinct in future. We've forgotten to be kind. So let's read something related to kindness to end this session on a positive note. Um, we must keep something in our mind that not everybody has a family that checks on them. Not everybody has parents who care or siblings who support. Not everybody has someone to call when life feels heavy. Some people heal themselves, comfort themselves, and motivate themselves. They celebrate their victories alone, wipe their own tears, and carry their burdens in silence. So be kind, be gentle. You never know who goes to sleep feeling unseen, unloved, or unwanted. Family isn't always blood. Sometimes it's a friend, a stranger, or a soul who shows you genuine care without expecting anything in return. Not everybody has a family, but everybody deserves love, warmth, and peace. I read it about kindness and it just took my heart away that yes, everybody does not have a family. Not that they don't have one, it's like they don't have a caring and loving one. Sometimes people are toxic. Sometimes people are not bothered about what is happening to the other family members. Sometimes people are selfish, simply selfish, very self centered. So, whenever you pass a comment to someone or you type something negative to someone, just think once that maybe they already are feeling unseen, unloved, unheard, or unwanted. Don't add on to their burdens. Just be a little kind before just giving a negative feedback to someone. They're already trying harder. Maybe they are just so lonely and you can make their condition worse. Be gentle, be a little kind because yes, some people don't have anybody who loves them or cares for them and who is concerned about their well-being, but each one of us do deserve love, warmth, and peace. So if you have to be something, let's be a reason for somebody's smile. Let's be a reason why somebody felt good. If we are the ones who made somebody feel good, that's an achievement. What else do we want? Everything material is just fleeting. This is what we are going to take away, or this is what we are going to leave here when we leave this world. Um, yeah, so that's it. And let's end it with a few quotes. Let's end the session with a few quotes. And I think going forward, I'll be sharing a lot of quotes with you all, quotations which are necessary for our overall growth. Quotations help a lot. There are quotations by different people, by Aesop. He says, no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. So, all the quotations that I'm going to read are about kindness. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. You can repeat it after me. It can be a shadowing practice for you. Plato says, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. Everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. You might not know about it, but each one of us is fighting. Mark Twain, he says, kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Kindness is a language which can be seen and heard by everyone. Let's be kind. Khalil Gibran, he says that the smallest act of kindness is worth more than the greatest intention. Repeat, the smallest act of kindness is worth more than the greatest intention. Mother Teresa says kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. This is so Mother Teresa's words. Kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. Confucius says, act with kindness, but do not expect gratitude. So, kindness, when you are being kind to someone, don't expect anything in return. You have done your deed. Let the other person feel good, or it is on their discretion whether they want to return it, whether they want to be thankful. You just have to be kind. Seneca says, wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. And I think we should all keep it in our mind that whenever you're watching somebody online, offline, make sure that this is an opportunity. You can be kind. Don't be rude. Don't be harsh. Don't be bad. Just be kind. Then Robert G. Ingersoll, there are sometimes errors in pronunciation of names. Simple quote, kindness is strength. Kindness is strength. Then Albert Einstein says, the ideals which have lighted my way and time after time have given me new courage to face life cheerfully have been kindness, beauty, and truth. Amazing. Morgan Freeman says, how do we change the world? One random act of kindness at a time. And that's what I think I'm trying to promote through this English learning podcast, that this message should go to everybody. If we really feel that the world is not heading in a positive direction, then how do we change it? One random act of kindness at a time, just one random act, leaving a positive comment to somebody you watch and you admire, doing something good for the people who are your family, your friends. Just be kind. Let's not be rude. We feel that the phone and the gadgets that we have are everything to us. We don't need people anymore. So we just shun them. We just try to be rude to them. Let's not do it. Let's be kind. Let's be gentle with people. So that's the message of today's podcast. So I think it has been a very enriching half an hour or a little more for all of you. You've learned new vocabulary, you've learned phrases, and you've even been able to absorb some bit of kindness in yourself, that it is important to be kind. The beautiful quotations and the lovely story, which will stay with you for a very long time, I hope. So, this has been a great shadowing practice for all of you, and a listening practice as well, vocabulary building as well. A lot of learnings compiled in one. Give me your feedback for sure, so that I can keep bringing more such sessions for you. You can continue doing your work, whatever you're doing, and simply listen to the podcast. You can still listen to it, or a good time can be when you are already laying in your bed. You're just free with the day, nothing more to do. Just plug your earphones in and simply listen to it and sleep with these beautiful positive podcasts. That can be a good idea. The learning is good, and you can feel positive. It'll help you sleep better. What do you think? Do give me a feedback. All right, my dear learners, that's all for today's podcast, today's session, and I'll see you very soon with another one. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye bye for now.